Hello, everyone. Very good afternoon. Okay, so I want to welcome you all to our first live session. So today's topic, as we can see from the notifications and banner we have also made. So entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is definitely a very respected profession today, and our generation has always chased our dreams and their passion. And today, fortunately, many of us are taking very proactive steps to make it a reality, their dreams and their passion a reality, and basically even transfer them into innovative business ideas. And that does it require a lot of sense of willpower. But leadership and expertise comes from experience. And to make things easier for our budding entrepreneurs, we today have the founder of Brainium Information Technologies, a man who has seen it all the struggles, the challenges, and definitely the success. So I would like to welcome our founder and CEO, Mr. Sourav Sinha, to the chair.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Mr. Sinha. Very good afternoon.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Yeah, doing good. Thank you.
Okay. So as I was speaking to our viewers that about entrepreneurship. That is the topic we have for today, and it is it's definitely a very respected profession today, but it comes with a lot of challenges. So, Brainium Information Technologies, it is providing digital marketing and IT support services, and it's very popular right now. But I believe it was not the case 13 years back when you started Brainium. So can you please shed some light that how did it start? What was the concept behind it and everything from start? We are all yours.
Okay. So, first of all, digital marketing, internet marketing, IT services, everything started much before 13 years. And
Okay.
digital marketing per se, you can say from the early 2000, it had started taking shape because Google launched in 1998. And thereafter, as they evolved, the associated businesses also evolved who were dependent on the internet. So after the 2001 mishap, uh, internet boomed from 2004 onward, 2003, 2004. So you can say it's almost 20 years this market is thriving. And you can say that it's getting saturated uh, to a certain extent today. But it was, of course, it was already there. The base was already there. So it is not something that we are, at least Brainium as a company is not doing something that somebody else is not doing. So I personally, very much motivated or because I have studied in Bangalore, I've seen Infosys grow and I'm a big fan of Mr. Narayan Murthy. So he actually brought this model of getting the work from America and getting the work done in India. So this outsourcing model, the father of this outsourcing model is Mr. Narayan Murthy. And that is
Okay.
where I think each and every company who are our competitors today, everybody has started from there itself. So it's not something that we have come up with any brilliant idea. It is the same
Mhm.
business. Only thing as various other companies grew up, there was the lower strata of the businesses were not being taken care of. So that is why Brainium stepped in. So there were smaller entrepreneurs who needed help, who needed websites. That is how we started.
Okay.
They needed small
Okay.
SEO or digital marketing. Then, as Apple grew its market share, apps became very popular from 2014, 15, 16. And that is where we came in. And today, now, the primary business model is IT augmentation and app development. So that is how we have grown. So that's the story.
Okay. Okay. So you said that the idea was already there in the market, and Infosys, Mr. Narayan Murthy is your somebody you look up to. So I can sense a lot of competition. So as an entrepreneur, I believe you have dealt with a lot of competition, and that might be one of the challenges. So how did you deal with it?
Yeah, so basically, competition is always there to actually help you to grow because there will be always certain competitors who are doing certain work which is better than us. So we keep looking at the market, what they are doing. So one of the things that was very important, and for any business to thrive, it is about customers and employees. So how I take care of the employees and how much they are taking care of my customers. So though this is the same cliche that everybody is going to tell you, but this is where we try to be a little, create some kind of a differentiation, be it employee engagement or in the client feedbacks or whatever. Because if you see over the last 3 to 5 years, what has happened at Brainium is that our reviews and everything has relatively improved than what it was in 2018-19 than it is today. So the challenge was always that the competition is able to get probably a bigger chunk of the business than us. That will always happen because if I am always looking up, the up is there is no limit. The sky is the limit. So
Okay.
there are people who are doing better work, bigger work than us. But how we wanted to differentiate is one of the example I'll give you during COVID period. Now during COVID period, what happened was all businesses never knew, or the entrepreneurs never knew what is there for us. But we were able to pivot very quickly. One of the reasons was that we focused our market towards Middle East and a little bit towards Africa. Now, the Africa, whatever we tried to penetrate, flopped. To be frank with you, we did not really were able to gain market share there. But what happened in the Middle East was we were able to gain market share, and that is one of our primary lead generation that happens today from that market.
Right.
So that was
Right.
a challenge that happened during COVID, which helped us to think differently than others. And that is where we are now seeing our growth trajectory.
Right. Right. Okay. So I'll just take a moment. We have some viewers over here. Mr. Deepak Uppal, Mr. Pranay Pandey. Okay, so Mr. Pranay Pandey, so I would like to take a question from the audience. So, a
Yeah.
very interesting question. So, he is asking you that what do you enjoy the most about being an entrepreneur?
Okay. The biggest fun of being an entrepreneur is that I'm able to think, I am able to meet some new people, mostly almost like every week. That's number one. Number two is that uh, I can actually create ideas and then I can implement them, right? So uh, in stealth mode, three products and one services right now is working inside Brainium, which probably nobody is aware other than the senior management. Now that is the fun that we have, that we get up and we are coming up with a new idea. Just over the last 2 weeks, we came up with a new idea about a new service line, and we are going to implement it over the next 1 month. So that's the fun about it. Being an entrepreneur, coming up with a new idea and then implementing it.
Okay, okay. So I believe Mr. Pandey actually, got his answer, and we also loved your answer. So you just mentioned that coming up with new ideas, that means a lot of, and you also mentioned before that Brainium is, handling a lot of services together, like app development, digital marketing, IT staff augmentation. So how difficult it is to manage so many services, and like how is the management, helping? Like you have partners in your business, so how is it helping? And how difficult it is to manage so much services, and is your partners, like being having partners helping the process?
Yeah, so first of all, this business wouldn't have happened if three of us wouldn't have come together, me, Asif, and Mukesh. Now, the advantage of
Right,
having a
right.
diverse background is that me from sales and Mukesh from the production side, who himself had a coding as well as project management experience previously, and Asif,
Mhm.
who is into accounts and finance and HR. So this helped us to grow because we were able to concentrate on our specific roles. And now
Okay.
what we have done is basically that we have created a good senior management team. Now what has happened, we have the three vice presidents who take care of these things, production, sales, as well as the other activities like R&D, testing and all. plus another 4 to 5 senior managers and operations managers we have. So they take care of this entire business model that you have right now in Brainium. So that frees up our space. We are able to think of some other businesses, some other service line that will be coming out shortly from Brainium. So yeah, without the partnership, this wouldn't have happened. And I'm lucky that we got partners like that. And another advantage is that there are a lot of employees, senior employees, who have been staying with us for more than 10 years. So they are now playing a senior role here in this company. So they have seen us, how we have performed, and they have learned from that and they are implementing it. They know our vision. So that has been a big advantage because these people, it is not that I'm taking any parallel recruitment because these people have grown for the last 10 years and they have taken over to run the business.
Right. Mrs. Sinha, although you mentioned that there is no limit of success, and, but still, I would like to know briefly that what do you plan for your Brainium's future, for your company's future?
See, one thing is that you should plan, but to be very frank, I do not plan very far ahead. It is like we have a very drafted plan for 3 years, but what we keep a plan is only for 1 year. So, right, the new year started just a couple of months back. So, on 15th March, we sat and we made a plan, the expense plan, the targets, whatever we will do, what are the plans, everything was put on paper and submitted to the board. They approved it. And then it was said with the senior management, they liked it, and we will follow that plan. So I am not a person who is going to give you a projection for the next 5 to 10 years because I think COVID has taught us that what is going to happen tomorrow, nobody knows. So we have learned from that. So if keep it short, only for 1 year, we plan it. The biggest thing that we need to understand is that planning is one thing, but execution is the most important part. So we
Right,
have that
right.
plan of 1 year, then we divide it into 3 months, and we ensure that we are reaching our targets quarter to quarter. That is how I go about it.
Okay, that's very motivating. Definitely, I'm going to take a piece from there. Okay, so we have so many comments coming up. Um, okay, so my next question is that you mentioned like a minute back that you have your team who is working behind your ideas and executing them. So the vice presidents you mentioned, the operations team you mentioned, the senior management. So I can sense that one of the skill of being an entrepreneur should be to have the ability to hire the right people. So what exactly do you look in an employee when you are, hiring them or you're giving them a responsibility? Hmm.
Yeah, this is a very important question for any business because without a right set of people, you will not be able to grow. But it's very difficult to judge. To be very frank, people can say a lot, write a lot, that I want this kind of people, that kind of people. But that is why 6 months when a person comes in, that is the time where you can judge that the culture is fitting or not. Is the vision is being aligned with that employee or not? But what we try to see, because we are like a 95% IT outsourcing company, a couple of things
Mhm.
that we see. One is that the person should be good in English. That is something we are
Hmm.
very careful about. We try to see, we have failed certain times, but we have learned from it. But we try to see in the last round that a person is able to express properly or not. And the second thing that I look for the employee is that when I ask him that, please, do you have any questions for me? Is the person
Mhm.
asking a question about my business, about Brainium? That makes me realize this person has done any kind of research for Brainium or not. When you are interested in joining a company, you should do some kind of a background research before coming for the interview. And I have seen
Mhm.
80% of the time people just comes in because probably there is too much opportunities in the market. So one interview, they leave, they go to another interview. But that is where we look at what are the smart questions they're asking for.
Mhm.
So if we feel these two are good, then we give them the offer.
Uh, Mr. Sin, I would like to take a few questions. You have Mr. Abhijit Saha. Okay. And he has a question, which is a similar question which I've asked you earlier, but I would still like to take it up. Like, how do you plan for your company's future? So that is what
Yeah,
Mrs. Saha is
so
asking.
yeah, I think that we already answered this question because I do not do a big planning, but
Yeah.
we do sit together once in a year to come up
Mhm.
with all the ideas. It's like a day in a year when the three founders sits and they are notified about 1 week back that
Mhm.
we are going to
Okay.
have this meeting. So that we call it a ideation meeting, where they come up
Mhm.
individually. They do not talk with each other. They come up with a plan that okay, I want this company to do this, and
Mhm.
then we see the common factor, what is possible within the next 1 to 3 years. We approve it. If it is budgeted, it's budgeted, and then we move forward. So that's it.
Okay. So yeah, Mr. Saha, I think in brief, Mrs. Sinha wants to say that we make short-term goals. Okay. So okay. So we have a few other questions. Ujjaini Ghosh. So he's asking that what is the biggest strength of Brainium right now?
Okay. So the biggest strength of Brainium right now is the young employees that I see in the campus these days, because it makes me feel old that I'm getting older. Because the way we used to probably when I used to work was little different, and how today's employees they work, they are much more forward looking. They come up with some brilliant ideas. So that is it. Means the biggest strength is the employees that is there here at Brainium.
I totally agree with you, sir, Mr. Sinha. But then I think your enthusiasm and your motivation is also something which, you know, definitely matters. So, and one more question which I have which is similar to the earlier question, that one thing which is very essential, like to fit into the Brainium's culture, like other than you said, of course, the speaking power and the communication power, definitely, and the will to, learn and grow. What is there anything else you would like to mention which is very essential to fit into Brainium's culture?
You have to be ethical. See, one thing is non-negotiable in Brainium is about you need to be ethical and transparent. Because if you look at our tagline, also it's very clear that we want to be very
Mm-hmm.
transparent. So you need to be transparent with your thoughts, with what you are talking with your colleagues or with your clients. So that is the thing. Because if you are transparent, you will talk openly. You are not going to keep things within yourself, be it with your colleagues or with your seniors or with the founders. One of the things that Brainium has is that I've been hearing stories from various other companies where you have to take
Mm-hmm.
appointments to meet the CEO in some companies, which are not very big than us, but they have this kind
Mm-hmm.
of culture. Ours are pretty open. People knows that they can just walk in into our offices, into the founders' offices. So we want to keep that going. And if we are open enough with our employees, so I'm very sure the employees will also be opening up with all their plans and how they want to grow
Mm-hmm.
themselves in the company.
Okay. Okay. Um, Another question which I'd like to Mr. Abhijit Shah again, and we have Shivam Rao. Both of them have actually asked something very similar. Shivam Rao says that he's a budding developer, and he wants to become an entrepreneur, like running an organization. He looks up to you. Okay, so uh, what advice can you give to somebody like who wants to follow their dreams and become an entrepreneur, like in brief,
Yeah, first of all, if
like
you are
any
doing it
suggestions?
alone, yeah, if you
Mm-hmm.
are doing it alone, then be very careful because this is a very tough path. Find a partner. That is number one. And number two, when you think of entrepreneurship, your life is going to be a little hard. When I started, my salary fell down to zero from what I was getting for the next almost close to 1 year. So you should be ready to take that pain. If you are unable to take that pain, then it is not for you.
Okay, so I believe um, Shivam Rao and Mr. Abhijit Shah got their answers. Okay, so again about competition and about saturation, market saturation. People say that IT support and digital marketing industry is very saturated. So A, do you agree with it? And like B, how does Brainium keep up to, constantly be on successful and be on the top?
Yeah, it is getting saturated in the sense like if you look at it, when we started this business, it was only about simple websites. Now, if you
Mm-hmm.
look at only website development companies, it
Mm-hmm.
is completely saturated because freelancers are doing this kind of work. So naturally, you will have to grow. So we moved into app development. Then we are now moving into contract staffing. Now AI is coming in.
I think we're having some internet issues. Okay, so yeah, we sorry if there is any interruption from our end. So we will take up some comments. Hmm. It is. Thank you so much. Actually, there are people who are joining us, and there are many questions actually coming up. I'll just try to name a few. Uh, Shivam Rao, Abhijit Shaha, Akash Jaiswal, Monishita Das, Ujjaini, Monojit Shaha. Uh, Ronit Ghosh has asked a very interesting question that is Brainium is planning for a new service or product. Okay, let us get connected back to Mr. Sourav Sinha, and I'm definitely going to put this question in front of him. Shoma Sri Sengupta, Afzal Azam, Hemant Mehta. Okay. Yeah, sure. I think, yeah, Hemant, definitely. I think Brainium Information Technologies, sales and marketing team will get in touch with you. Ujjaini, thank you. You're welcome, Ujjaini. Yeah. Okay. So, Pal, Anirban Roy, good evening. Shwetabjo Das. Okay. How do you balance short-term and long-term financial goals for your business? Okay. It's nice actually to like, get all of you on board. And yeah, actually, like how Mr. Sinha and we were talking, like, about entrepreneurship. There are people who actually, really are, they are, definitely they aspire to become one. And as we can see, as we have somebody on board today and talking to him, and he being so humble also, which is really, surprising because he's, also sharing these kind of insights about his like his struggles and his ideas and everything, which is really big deal. Definitely, if anybody who is watching and somebody who is aspiring to become anything like Mr. Sarasina, definitely share this session with that person. Okay, hello, Mr. Sarasina. It's nice to see you back.
Yeah,
We are having some
sorry,
internet
I
issues.
got disconnected. Yeah.
It's okay, sir. It's okay. Okay, so yes, so as I was mentioning, there are many people who have joined us today live. Thanks, that's really nice.
Mm.
So one question we will be taking up is Ronit Ghosh. So his question is Brainium planning for a new service or product, vertical to explore growth and larger footprint? So anything
Yeah.
like that
So
in the
as I
plan?
said already, there are two products and one service that is working. We are working on a stealth mode. So I am very hopeful by the next 9 months, people will be able to see it. We are working on it and
Okay,
it will be
okay,
live soon.
okay. So Ronit, you have to wait a little bit to get it revealed. Definitely, there is some work going on. Uh, we will take up another comment of Afzal Azam. Definitely a very interesting topic and question. artificial intelligence. Definitely, I was expecting something, a question at least from AI. So, we want your take, Mr. Sinha, that there's definitely a lot of buzz around artificial intelligence, and how do you think it will impact every business? And how do you see AI as an agency owner, and how it may impact your business and industry as a whole?
Yeah, so AI is in a very nascent stage, and we still don't know how far all the government regulations will come in. Many people are talking of ethical AI. Elon Musk is not okay with ChatGPT. He wants to open his own AI. So lots of things are there. It's a buzzword, right? About few years back, there was a lot of buzzword about data science, about big data. Now there is AI. So it is disruption. This is probably the biggest disruption in IT industry after a while. And right now, whatever we have in our hands is that we learn about how to use the AI tools. There are various AI tools in the market today to help us perform better. So that is the only thing that we are talking of. Rest of the things, it will take time. At least for a company like us, it will take time for us to evolve because we are ourselves learning. But what is the good thing about AI is that it is helping me reduce my time in doing a lot of work. So that's a very positive
Definitely,
sign.
definitely. So, like, we can't, let you go about one question which we have. The advice definitely I've already shared. So, who is starting out? Any other advice, any special advice you would like to mention, which you have not mentioned earlier? Because this was
Yeah,
also
I
one of
think
the
the
questions
most
we wanted to ask
important
you.
thing about starting a business is that if you are passionate, there are lots of people that are passionate about the business, but
Mhm.
the passion should be such that you want to build it rather than sell it. Because there is a lot of talks about valuation, you increase the valuation, then you sell it off, make some money. So if that's the target, better you go to the share market. Why do you want to do this? So if you are very passionate about it, you need to play the long game. And if you think that you are not very confident, then do it slowly or go do it a little few years later when you have enough funds where so that your family is not impacted. And that is why if you have a couple of partners, it will be helpful. And if you look at most of the businesses which have been successful, everybody had partners, be it Apple, be it wherever you go, you will find there was partners. Microsoft, that also has partners. So if you want to grow in business and have a very good partners, the partners who are there for life. So they should be your friends. Their family needs to be your family. Then only the business will be successful.
Okay, so I think passion is something which is like should be the baseline, and definitely partners, and that I think Mr. Sinha has mentioned that quite a couple of times, and that really shows that how close knit he is with his partner. I will just take up one last comment, sir. Uh, from Pankaj Jain, how does the Brainium differentiate itself from competitors in this industry? You already spoke about it. I'd like to you to shed some light on this particularly.
Yeah, it's same. Like you look at the competition and you try to see what they are doing better or what they are not doing. You find that difference and you try to pick in, right? Be it the employee engagement or in the how you are engaging with your customers. The next is that there are various markets where probably your competitor is not looking at. So as I said, for us, we were looking at a different market than what the traditional businesses are really looking at. So we picked up a different market segment and we pushed towards it. So that is how we want to differentiate because the business is there, the market is there, customers are there. Now you need to go and find out where you can fit in, where your business can fit in with those customers. So there is a lot of game planning that needs to be done. And for us, it was like we found out that okay, so this positioning of ours in the Middle East is good, and that is where we are focused on.
Okay. Um, so I just one last piece of words of wisdom or advice or message. I want you to share with your employee base, because I can see many of Brainium's employees today have joined the show live, and it's really lovely to see them here. And I just want any message coming from you. It would be really valuable to all of them.
Yeah, so if most of the employees have joined in, then first of all, hi, good afternoon, and keep doing the great work that you are doing. And many of us today do not work from office still. There is about 30, 40% or 50% workforce is still working outside. But you can always call me, reach out, and we can have a chat and we can talk. Just not only about work, for anything else that you need help with. Thank you.
Actually, my backend team is requesting just one last comment, Mr. Shwetabjo Das. So he's asking, how do you balance short-term and long-term financial goals, especially for your business?
Yeah, so as I said, we plan long term but implement short term. So there are long term financial goals for the business for which we have been planning from 2015 onwards. And that is where we have invested our excess cash flow in certain areas so that it takes care of our business in any kind of downturn. So I will just give you an example for people who were employed here during the COVID period. There were a lot of companies in Calcutta whose appraisals were stopped. There were people who did not get their salaries on time. But Brainium was one of the companies, probably the only company, which did not stop any kind of appraisals for anyone during that period. To an extent, even the incentives were paid out during the COVID period. And I have seen competitors, the CEOs of many companies, after 6 months declaring that the appraisal freeze is now stopped. So we are now doing appraisals in the company. But for us, it never stopped. So how did that happen? Because we had some additional cash balance we had kept for emergencies. So the long-term future for the company is very good because we have been able to keep that kind of funding ourselves. The founders themselves have taken a lot of pain to ensure that the employees are taken care of. And the second thing is that the short-term goals, of course, it happens due to operations. So we keep on trying to look at increasing our margins so that the short-term goals are achieved.
Okay, so that incident definitely I will, add that into the pointers who want to aspire as an entrepreneur, and definitely how it differentiates Brainium from the other in the industry. One last comment, and definitely this will be the last comment, Mrs. Sinha. I'm so sorry I'm making it last comment since a long time. Give me a moment. Okay, so Hemant Mehta. Okay, so Hemant Mehta says that we are a small website designing company. Can we work with you as a partner for some market inquiries or any collaboration model you have? So you would
Yeah,
like to answer
of
this, Mr.
course.
Sinha?
We are always looking for partnerships of smaller companies because we sometimes get overflowed with projects and we look for partners. So I will advise them to drop a mail to sales@brainiuminfotech.com and my team will get in touch with them.
Okay, so Mr. Mehta, I believe you heard him. I just want to repeat that sales@brainiuminfotech.com. Please leave your queries over there. Just drop us a mail and we're going to get back to you. Okay, so that's so nice actually. How time flew. It's already have more than half an hour already. And thank you so much, Mr. Sourav Sinha. It was lovely having you. It was lovely. It was a very inspiring experience for me and all the viewers we are having. And did you have a good time answering the questions coming on the comments and everything? We would like to know from you as well.
No, it was wonderful. I think it's always lovely to talk with people because during COVID period, to be very frank, I used to do a lot of shows like this, be it for cricket or for entrepreneurship. So it's a nice thing that I am getting back into the groove. So thank you for calling me in. It was nice chatting to you and to all the viewers here.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Thank you. And it was really lovely talking to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Yeah, so that was Mr. Sourav Sinha, CEO and founder of Brainium Information Technology. And as I was telling him, it was a very enlightening experience for me, and to have this opportunity to have a chat with him, have a chat with all of you. One more thing I want to mention, that I could not take up everybody's comments, of course. I mean, there are a lot of comments pouring in. It's lovely to see all of you like live joining us. So a few, Mr. Devdutt, Priyasha Paul, Rahul Mondal, Kumar Gaurav Bhomik, Piyali Guha Mujumdar, Prithvish. Thank you so much for your questions. As I mentioned, that I could not like definitely take up all the questions to Mr. Sinha, but definitely we will get back to you in the comment section. Uh, if you want to reach out to Brainium Information Technologies, there is sales at the rate brainiuminfotech.com, and there is HR at the rate brainiuminfotech.com. Please leave your mail to us. And that's it for today. Uh, I believe you got some insight, if not a lot, from the essential questions we had today. We'll catch up with you next time until our next live. And please do not forget to follow us on the social media handles, and the link will be in the description box below. Bye, everyone.